The Ecto Cooler I used to get in my school lunches made it feel like you were drinking green ghost goo, when in all actuality it was just a rebranded orange and tangerine juice mix. The Ecto Cooler pedal from Raccoon Labs has something far more interesting going on inside. So you all heard that, right? Yeah, there's going to be a lot of very un-guitar noises happening in this video, but I hope you stick around because if you're into effects like I am, like how they work and what they can do, then this is a great demonstrator of a few concepts that we rarely see in a pedal. And when I bought this pedal, the builder sent me a message saying, hey, do you want a quick rundown of what everything does? And I politely declined that because the exploration and the discovery of the pedal is a big part of the fun for me. So we'll start the way we normally do by isolating the core features and then bringing in those additional aspects piece by piece. I'm going to start with the volume knob at 9 o'clock, which is right around unity volume. There's lots of room to the right side of that knob. Frequency in the middle, gate at 9 o'clock, and sensitivity all the way down. We're going to leave that out for now and check out what this gives us. So we've got a fuzz, a big gnarly fuzz with a ton of sustain. And what's fun is once my guitar's output goes below that gate setting, I can raise the gate ever so slightly so that the residual vibrations and ambient static and hum and whatever on my guitar, they kind of creep back in and kind of fizzle through the gate. And if you've ever fought against a wall of radio static while trying to listen to the new Def Leppard track on your Walkman at the beach, well, that one's for you right there. All right, let's jump into the frequency knob because sweeping this changes some sort of characteristic of the fuzz. You can hear there's some sort of element in there getting higher and lower in frequency, but once we get the gate above around 10 o'clock, we can hear what's really going on in there. So you heard the two tones in there. There's the fuzzed note, which is coming from my guitar, and once it falls below the threshold set by the gate, then it gets replaced with the tone generated by this knob, or at least the part of the circuitry that this frequency knob is driving. And if you're wondering if we can adjust the frequency knob to do some crazy stuff, oh, you bet we can. That leaves the sensitivity knob. And well, you heard it a little bit in the intro. It sets a trigger based on the dynamics of the input signal, which grabs that oscillator that we just talked about on the frequency knob and launches it into outer space for a few moments. The higher we set this knob, the more it wants to stay up there. To put this all another way, consider the life cycle of a note strummed on a guitar. Typically, it's going to start out strong and fall off kind of quickly and then kind of trail off. Our sense knob sets the threshold up here, and our gate knob sets the threshold down here. When the note comes in and hits this, it's going to kick that oscillator up real quickly and then ride it down until it crosses that threshold again on the downswing. And then it'll bounce around kind of between those thresholds for a little bit before eventually coming to rest on that generated tone. Or if the gate is set below 10 o'clock, then it'll skip that generated tone and kind of fizzle out to silence, eventually. If you're into photography, then you're probably familiar with concepts like shutter speed, aperture, and ISO. They control different things on the camera, but they work by balancing one another to get you the exposure that you have in mind. It's kind of the same thing on this pedal. These controls work together, even though they're controlling different aspects of the pedal. There's no modes, no switches. You have to match your guitar's output with the settings here to get the sounds that you have in mind. And yeah, it's got some crazy sounds in here. We've got those space laser noises. There's the glitchy gate. That gnarly sustaining fuzz. And an oscillator which we can use even without a guitar attached to the other end. And this pedal isn't hiding anything on the inside. There's two op amps, a Vactrol light emitter and sensor, a timer which is driving those frequencies, a couple of capacitors and resistors, and not much else. It's just the beauty of solder and signal flow. I've been using it on guitar, but bass? Come on. And synthesizer? thingamagoop? And I really thought it would be fun running my Electro-Harmonix random tone generator through it. But all that did was creep me out and give me nightmares. So now that we've put a few of those puzzle pieces together, let's try one more demo jam. And I want you to watch the frequency analyzer down at the bottom of the screen because it gives us some insight into what we're hearing. Even if this isn't something that you personally would use, maybe you know someone who's into this, make sure they get to check this out. Unconventional effects are a bit of a guilty pleasure for me. I always try to hold at least one spot on my board for something just to make me happy, to make the rest of the band go, what the heck was that? I might even use this weekend. You can find these and other Raccoon Labs pedals on reverb.com. They've got, well, reverbs, delays, fuzzes, all with different unique takes on those effects, all made in Houston, Texas from stolen NASA equipment and bayou mud. So that's what I'm hearing. And hey, as long as I'm telling you what to do, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and whatever it is that makes you happy and keeps you playing, keep on doing it. I'll catch you on the next one.